Hello, hello, hello. Happy Wednesday. I hope you guys are having a fabulous day. I am super excited to be here and to share with you guys today. I had to print out my notes because for the first 9-10 months of my business, I would just write out the notes in a notebook. But lately I've been putting them on my computer and now my computer has been taking a shit. So I had to print out my notes just in case my computer takes a shit. And as you guys are watching the replay, drop a hashtag fearless in the comments below. As you guys are jumping on live, say hello. Let me know that you are here. I am super, super excited. So before I get started, I just wanted to make sure that everybody got registered for this workshop. Yes, this workshop is here live, but I'm going to be sending out emails with extra goodies in the emails, like a PDF for you to go through. And then you also get a coupon for my next course. So make sure that you are definitely registered for that. I will drop the link to that below in just a second. I'm just going to invite a few more people here, but I am super, super pumped to do this. And just so you guys know, I will be doing this live right now. And then on Friday, I'm going to be doing a live Q&A. So if you are watching the replay of this and you have questions as I go through this, make sure you drop the questions below and I will come back on Friday and I will answer all of the questions that you guys have. This is literally one of my favorite topics to talk about just because social media has really, really changed my life. It's changed my business. It's changed so many things. And I think I know we tend to overcomplicate things. And I was just doing a live video on my personal wall. Let me drop, thank you, Marianne. I watched it today. I was just doing a live on my personal wall talking about how important it is to build a personal brand. And this is really what I want you guys to know is the importance of building a personal brand. Okay, let me drop the link to, there we go. Okay. So I dropped the link to register below if you're not already registered so you can get registered. Hello, Amy. Hello, Marianne. Okay. Can I pin that? Will it let me? No. Okay, it won't let me. So it'll be there. And then once I'm done, I will put it up above. So let me talk to you about the importance of personal branding. So if you guys didn't know, in 2011, I joined a network marketing business because I saw a girl building her business on social media. I was a new mom. I was spending all this time on Facebook because I was a stay-at-home mom and I thought it would be a good idea and I thought it would be something that I loved. Turns out I really am not the stay-at-home mom kind of type. I had to have something else going on in my life. And so I saw this girl. I had done network marketing in the past, but it was like home parties, all of these things. I have entrepreneurial blood in my body. Let me tell you, if you look at my human design, it says that I am meant to be an entrepreneur. And I felt that way since high school. And so I saw this girl building this business online and I was like, holy crap, this is amazing. She's doing all of this from home. I could totally do this. And that is the moment I literally fell in love with social media and I never looked back. But the one thing that I did, that I made sure that I did as I was building this platform in, right now, so let's say I started in 2011. Right now I have across all the boards, almost 50,000 followers combined, right? But when I started, I didn't just start talking about the company I was with or talking about the products that I had or talking about whatever it was that I was offering to people. I started branding myself. I started branding my story. I started branding the things that I liked. I started connecting with women who were on the same level as me. And this is where I see a lot of mistakes happening with people and social media. And so that's what I really want to talk to you guys about today, because building your personal brand, whether you're in business or you're not in business, can bring you so many opportunities. And it also allows you to grow and evolve in your business. So last year I decided I was no longer aligned with that network marketing company and I had no problem just switching gears. I didn't have to rebuild my following. I didn't have to redo all of my social media. I didn't have to start from scratch. I had a following built up over 8 years of people who knew me, who liked me, who trusted me, and who moved on with me because they weren't just tied to that brand, to that company, to those products, to those things I was selling. They were tied to me, my energy, what I brought to the table. They knew my integrity. And so it was really easy to make that pivot. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, well, I'm in this company and I'm never going to leave. That's great. You might never leave, and that's perfect. However, I also said that too. So number one is never say never. Number two is you never know when you're going to switch your direction anyways. Like for instance, a couple times when I was in that network marketing business, it was a health and fitness company. I pivoted what I was talking about. At one point I was doing keto. At another point I was counting macros. Another point I was intuitive eating. But because I had branded myself, I was able to make those switches and people were still following along with me. And so this is what I want to make sure that you guys know is number one, first and foremost, before we get into any of this, your personal brand is something that is super important. And it is something that will bring you limitless opportunities. Last year, somebody reached out to me and wanted to do a news article on me, which led to 2 news articles, which led me going to the doctors and being interviewed. You never know hey Veronica, you never know what can come out of building a personal brand. So I don't care what you're selling. I don't care your services. I do care about that stuff. I want to be clear that as we are building our social media, that we're focusing on building a personal brand. That way you can bring any services that you want into your platform. You can bring any products that you want into your platform. You can bring all of these things into your platform because people will know, like, and trust you. Okay, so make sure you get registered if you're not already registered so you can get the coupon and you can get the PDF that will be going out later this week. It is not typed up yet. I'm getting used to my new schedule, by the way, so this has been fun. And here is a bonus tip for you guys. If you guys are getting used to a new schedule or just in general, like I use this affirmation all of the time. Everything gets done exactly as it should, exactly when it should. So that's the affirmation that I use for myself every single day. You can steal that from me. You can use it because it really does work. Okay, so here we go. Before we get started, I want to say this first and foremost. I do not believe in end-all, be-all strategies. The only 2 strategies that I believe that everybody should be doing is you should be building your business on social media, you should be leveraging social media, and you should be building a personal brand, especially during this time, you guys. Like, I don't want to say if you would have had a personal brand that this would have been easier for you. However, having a personal brand, whether you are in business or not, will make it very easy for you to bring in an extra income if that is something that you need to do at some point, right? Like, people always get on me because I allow my son to have TikTok and Instagram and YouTube. And if your opinion is different, then that's fine. I do what I feel good to me. I feel like it's a great thing for him to start building his personal brand now because that's where the future is going. And so I allow him to do those things. I mean, obviously I monitor everything, but that is something that I feel very, very strongly about, that a personal brand will take you to the next level. So those are the only 2 things that I believe in as far as strategy goes. There is no end all be all strategy. So what I want you guys to do is you can go through this a second time if you want. After I do this, you can take notes, whatever. One thing I want you to do is I want you to at least take one thing from this training and apply it immediately. Like as soon as we get off or tonight or whatever, whenever you're listening to this, take something that you learned from here and apply it. If there is something that I teach in here that you just are not jiving with, you are not aligned with, you can leave it. You can take whatever you want and you can leave whatever you want. Now, I will say this also though. If I teach something and you're like, oh, I don't align with that, but really secretly you're like, I'm just not really comfortable with doing that. I'm kind of fearful of it. It gives me a little bit of anxiety. I want you to challenge yourself to get outside of your comfort zone. Being unaligned with something and being uncomfortable with something are 2 different things. And you won't know if you're fully unaligned with something unless you try it out and you get outside of your comfort zone. So I just wanted to have those disclaimers before I get started. But here we go. So again, if you guys have questions, make sure you drop them below. The first thing that we need to do is we really need to stop overcomplicating social media. We are looking for answers everywhere. We are watching other people. We are trying to emulate other people, and we are overcomplicating the shit out of social media. Social media is an amazing, amazing tool that will allow us to leverage our time, will allow us to reach so many more people, and it doesn't have to be super complicated. So we need to stop overthinking. We need to stop overcomplicating. We don't need to start over no matter where you're at with your things or anything. Like, you don't need to restart a new Instagram. You don't need to restart a new Facebook. None of that. We just need to make a few little tweaks. Most of you, as I kind of have looked at your guys' social media for everybody who signed up for the group. I kind of did some little snooping around. And I will say this, there are just little tiny tweaks that you need to make in order to start gaining that momentum and that traction and that engagement that you're really looking for. So don't think that this needs to be something like, I need to make all of these changes. I need to do a 365-day live. I need to do this. I need to do that. I need to do the other. No, slow down. It is okay. Take a deep breath. We just need to make little tweaks, and I'm going to teach some of those today. And I'm really, really going to be going in depth with these in my new program called It's a Vibe. So It's a Vibe. I will be talking about it at the end, but it is a 5-week group coaching program where I'm going to be teaching all about social media, like this call on steroids, right? Okay. So the biggest lie that we have been taught, in my opinion right now, well, actually there's two that I'm going to talk about today, but the biggest lie that we have been taught is that we need to figure out the algorithm. We need to figure out when to post. We need to figure out exactly the right time to post. We need to figure out the exact right wording. We need to figure out this, that, and the other, and all of these things. No, we need to stop. We need to stop, because here's the thing is your energy will beat the algorithm every single time. No doubt about it. I have tested this out for how many years ago? I have tested this out for 9 years. Your energy will beat the algorithm every single time, and the algorithm is continually changing. So I don't want you to focus on the algorithm. I don't want you to be chasing numbers, right? Because we can have somebody that has 100,000 followers and somebody that has 4,000 followers. And that person with 4,000 followers could be making more than that person with 100,000 followers. You never know what's going on behind the scenes. Hey, Brittany, so you do not want to be chasing numbers. You don't want to be chasing comments. It's kind of like diet culture, right? Like, we don't want to put all of our worth into all, and I'm sitting here saying this and I'm teaching you how to gain more engagement, right? But I don't want that to be your main focus, because here is the thing is people will watch and they won't engage. And then one day they'll turn around and be like, I've been watching you for years. This happened to me last week. I have been watching you for years and now I'm ready to join you. Or now I'm ready to buy your product. Or I just wanted to say thank you. I made a post in, a Facebook group that wasn't my Facebook group. It was somebody else's Facebook group. And the lady was like, I knew it was you by like the top word and then my picture. Like, she's like, I had to scroll up to make sure that it was actually you, because I've been following you on Instagram for years and I love your stuff. This lady has never commented once on my stuff. This lady has never bought anything from me or anything, but she knew it was me because I branded myself. But the thing is people are watching even when you don't think they are watching. So you have to show up. You like, one of the questions that I got from somebody on here, and I think I put it at the end, was like, where do I even start? You just need to start. You just need to start showing up. People need to, they want to know, like, and trust you. They need to see your face. They want to hear your voice. They want to know what you're doing. Like, you have to just start showing up, and then you have to tweak things as you start showing up. So it's not like we're going to get all of this together. We're going to get all of this right. We're going to make a plan and then we're going to go. No, I want you to start moving now. That's how you gain confidence. That's how you gain momentum, is through action, taking that fearless action to start showing up. So we're not going to focus on numbers. We're not going to focus on algorithm. We're not going to focus on any of that. We are just going to start focus. Like, I want you to start thinking about, if none of that existed, how would you show up? What is the impact that you want to make? And this is where we have to start. Before we get started, unless you've already been started like posting on social media, that's okay. Let's revisit these questions before we get into the rest of the stuff. First and foremost, and if you sign up and you register for this workshop, this is going to be emailed to you. So don't worry about writing this down. But I highly suggest, so for me, you guys know that I'm a huge journal person. I have my journal that I use in the morning, and then I have a business journal where I just brain dump all of my things. And this is what I want you to do here. I don't want these questions to hold you up. I want them to be something that will get your mind going, that will get you to start thinking. So you don't have to be super clear in all of this before you get started. Again, action actually will bring clarity to you, but I want you to write these down, and I want you to start brain dumping, and I want you to start thinking of these. So if energy will beat the algorithm every single time, we have to tap into a few things so that we're clear on how we're going to show up on social media, right? Number one is, what are you here to do? What are you here to do? And if you already know what you're here to do, I would love to hear it. I would love for you to post it below. What are you here to help people with? What is your message? What is your mission statement? What does that feel like, right? I'm here to help women gain more confidence in themselves so they can own who the fuck they are and make a massive impact and income online. I know exactly what I'm here to do. I know exactly who I'm here to help. So I'm asking you, number one is, what are you here to do? What are you here to help people with? And what is your mission statement or your message? Get super, super clear on that, because this is going to be the basis of everything that you're going to post on social media. Again, don't allow this to hold you up. This will also grow and evolve over time, right? I started as a weight loss coach, and then I've moved to becoming a confidence coach. And in the past year, my mission/tagline has grown and evolved so much over that time period. I just allow it to grow and evolve. Whatever comes out of my mouth sometimes, I want to help people get out of their own way. That's awesome. So, as I freeze, as I read that. So you really, really need to figure out, who you're, what you're doing and what your mission is and what you're here to help people do. The second thing that I want you to do is I want you to figure out who you are speaking to. Who is that person? If you are speaking to, for me, it's mostly women that feel uncomfortable in their body, that want to have an online business, that want to have an online presence, but might be fearful because they don't have enough confidence. What does that look like for you? Who is she? Does she have kids? Does she stay at home? Get super, super clear. I'm here to help people with skincare frustrations. I love that. Get super clear on the person that you want to help, because the thing is if you are talking to everybody, you are talking to no one. And so I want you to be clear of the person that you're talking to. That doesn't mean that you're not going to reach anybody else, right? You are going to definitely reach other people, but when you are clear on that person that you are talking to, that one person, they are going to hear you clearer rather than if you're just trying to talk to a wide range of people, right? You want to show up in your content, in your Instagram stories, on your live videos as if you are talking to one person, as if that is the one person that you're focused on, because they are going to feel that so much more. The third thing that I want you to get clear on before we dive into more content and things is, what kind of energy do you want to give off? How do you want to make people feel when they come across your social media? Some people I know have super high, energetic, they're bold, they're powerful. Other people that I follow are very calm and peaceful and grounded, and they give off a more a feminine energy. Some people are more hustle, masculine energy. What does that energy look like for you, and how do you want people to feel when they come across your social media pages? Those are the three things that I want you to get clear on. And a lot of people skip this step, and that's why their social media is not cohesive. That's why people aren't really sure what they're doing. That's why people are kind of confused and they don't really follow much. They don't engage much, because one day you're posting something like this and the other day it's something else. I'm not saying that you can post whatever you want to post. However, I want you to create this personal brand. That's exactly what this is creating your personal brand of how you want people to feel, who you want to be talking about, what are you actually helping people with, okay? So a few technical things. I believe that this is something that not a lot of people teach. Usually a business coach, most business coaches that I have worked with, and even like in network marketing, direct sales, I was always taught build one social media platform and then build the rest. So learn Facebook, get it down, get your groove going, and then move over to Instagram. I think that is complete and utter bullshit because you are missing out on reaching so many other people. Now, I will say this. It is okay if you want to, like, let's say Facebook is your jam. We're going to focus on Facebook, but I'm just going to repurpose all of my content on Instagram. Or like right now, there's TikTok and there's Instagram Reels. Maybe you just want to focus on Instagram Reels and, but you want to upload everything onto TikTok. Repurposing your content is super, super important. There are people on these different platforms that are all not on Facebook, that are not all on Instagram. And in my opinion, it is way better for you to be reaching a wide range, a wide audience rather than just having this one space where you are talking to people. Now, I do highly suggest having a funnel to where you're funneling people down, right? So for me, this Facebook group is my funnel. This is where I funnel people into, whether they reach me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, podcast, I funnel them into this group. That is how it works for me. And so I want you to think about that. I don't want you to think that this is overwhelming or overcomplicated because it's really not. So a few technical things. First and foremost, every single one of your social media platforms need to be public. If you are building a personal brand, if you are building a business, if you are expecting to make money from your social media accounts, you need to be open for business. You need people to be able to reach you. So everything needs to be public. I will say this until I am blue in the face. If you don't want something seen on the internet, don't post it. I don't care what the fuck your privacy settings are. Do not post something you don't want seen, because privacy settings really don't mean much in this day and age, okay? So if you are worried about people seeing your kids, about people seeing this or that, just don't post it. For me, my social media is not about my kids. It's not about my family. It's not about any of that. It is my business. This is my storefront. This is where I do my business, and this is what I do. So everything is set to public. The one exception that I have is I don't really use Snapchat for my business. And so we have like a group, like family Snapchat. That's where my family sees all my kids, and I put it there. Sometimes I post my kids on my social media, but for the most part, everything goes on that Snapchat for the kids. So if you need to create something separate for your family because they're like, oh, I like to see your kids or whatever, and you don't feel comfortable with it being public, create something like that where they can see it on the side. But for me, like, my family knows that social media for me is business, and that's it. Like, they don't expect much from me anymore. At first it was like a weird transition, but they got used to it over the years, okay? The second thing is make sure you have a clear profile picture of yourself. No crazy Snapchat filters, no crazy like Instagram, like obviously like if you have a preset, I use presets all the time for my stuff. That's fine, but it needs to be a clear picture of you. People need to know who they're connecting with. Like that girl who saw my picture and knew it was me because everything is kind of branded in a certain way. So if they see me, she was in a group and she follows me on Instagram, but she saw me in a Facebook group and she knew it was me. So you have to make sure that you have a clear profile picture of your face so people know that it's you. I know that that sounds silly, but so many people that I look at do not have a clear profile picture of themselves. Make sure there's like no words or like, I don't know, just make sure it's a picture of you. Those are two simple things that you guys can go do after this call that can change a lot for your social media, okay? The next thing is make sure that you have your tagline in places, right? So like for me, it's like I empower, or I think right now it says I guide women to unlocking their confidence so that they can own who the fuck they are. Come up with a short tagline and make sure you have that like on your Instagram, I have it on my TikTok, I have it on my Facebook. I don't know if I have it on my YouTube. I need to go check. But those main ones, I have that tagline there. And then I also have it linked where people can connect with me in other places. So I have on my Instagram, I don't use Linktree. I don't think that you should use Linktree. what I do on my Instagram is just make sure that I'm linked to this group. So they just can click on that and come to this group. If I'm promoting a program, which I'm going to be doing after this is over, this free workshop, I will probably change that link to the program so that people know that that's the program that I have going on right now. But I don't want to confuse people with too many things. You need to be direct with people, and people will, if they click on a link tree and there's like 18 things, this is what happens to me anyways. I'll click on the link tree, there's 18 things, and then I will get distracted and I won't even go to what I was like originally they're looking for. So make sure you have it linked where people can reach back to you wherever like your main hub is. So if that's your Facebook profile, if that's Instagram, wherever it may be, like connect people so that they can connect with you in other places. Okay. So let's move on to content. Number one, one thing that I want to tell you guys is you need to consume less and create more. I know. But if you go into your settings, if you have an iPhone, I think you can do this on an Android too, and you can see like how much time you're spending on social media. Because I get a lot of people who tell me they don't have enough time. But I guarantee you are spending so much time scrolling, so much time looking at other people's content that you're wasting your time. You could be creating content. And the problem with consuming so much content is you start sounding like other people. You start trying to imitate what other people are doing. We are so easily influenced by other people that it's really important that you do limit the time that you are scrolling, and you do limit the amount of content you are consuming, because you want to keep your identity clear. Just like I talked about, you don't want to be branding your company if you're in network marketing or direct sales. You want to keep your identity clear. And so limiting the time that you are consuming content and you are scrolling is really, really important. Not saying that you can't do it, because it's something that I love doing. And so I do have like set times where I'm allowed to like consume content or watch other people's live videos. But I am very careful and very self-aware to know that when I start acting like these other people, or I start trying to be like these other people and things aren't working, that I'm not aligned with my identity and that I'm starting to act like somebody else. So I need to come back to me and start realigning my identity with who I am, so that when people are watching me, that they know that it's me and I'm not trying to force something. It never works when you try to show up as somebody else or somebody that you're not. So don't try to change your identity on social media. When I talk about branding, I'm talking about like owning the pieces of you that you want to be, shared on social media. You don't need to share everything on social media, but just branding those pieces that you want to be known for is more important. Not saying that you have to show up as somebody that you're not. I don't believe in like fake it till you make it. Like, no. We don't need to fucking fake anything, because that just means we're creating fake businesses and fake everything. Like, get that out of your head. Start showing up as yourself, okay? So let's talk a little bit about content. We have posts, we have videos, we have stories, we have TikTok, we have IG Reels, we have IGTV, we have YouTube. I know. It feels like there is so much, but here is the thing: is like I said before, this is opportunity. Like, all of those things are free spaces for you to post your content, to reach your customers, to reach your future customers, to reach your future team members, to network with people that you have no idea what kind of possibilities you can gain from this. So when we're talking about posts, let me see what I put down here really quickly. Okay. So when we're talking about content posts, there's a couple things you want to keep in mind. Your goal is to entertain, engage, and educate. Entertain, engage, and educate. You want people to know, like, and trust you. They need to see your stuff over and over and over and over and over again. I don't even know what the number is. I think it's like either 11 or 17 or something like that. They need to see your stuff that many times before they actually commit to buying from you. And sometimes it's even longer. So it's important that you are creating content. Either you're batching your content or you're creating it on the daily. Either way, whatever feels best to you, but we need to be creating more and consuming less. Personally, I usually create content on the fly. If I'm feeling like I am like super inspired, this will happen like during during a workout, or maybe like when I'm like out living my life. This is why I say like, go out and live, because you're going to get so many ideas and so many things, especially when you put your phone down. And so when I have those moments, I just put them in the note section of my phone, and then I'll like start the post, and then I can come back to them later. I keep all of my content in the note section of my phone. I literally have 9 years of content. I can scroll back through, I can rewrite posts, I can repurpose posts, I repurpose pictures. Like, don't be afraid to do these things, okay? So in your post, a few things that you want to do. You want to make sure that you are not making this a you show. It's not all about you. Like, yes, you can tell your stories. Yes, you can, share your experiences. However, you want to make it about the person that you're trying to talk to, that one person that you are trying to reach. One challenge that I gave the ladies in my mentorship group this year is to switch the I. Like if you're saying I, and I think I have this down here further. Where did I put that? There it is. Okay. So switch the I to you, right? If you're saying like, I used to feel blah, 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 blah. You can put, you feel like you are banging your head against the wall. You feel like you're not gaining any traction with your social media. That is going to resonate with your audience so much more than you saying I, because people are going to be like, oh, that's great. All she wants to talk about is herself. No, you are here to help people. So how can you engage people? How can you entertain people? And how can you educate people throughout your posts? You want a wide variety of those. Same thing with videos. When you are showing up on video, try to say you instead of I. I know that that's kind of hard sometimes, but that is a really, really great switch that you can make in order to engage your audience a lot more. So as far as post goes, I personally do about 1 post a day. Sometimes it's 1 post every other day, depending. But for the most part, it's usually 1 post a day. I make a post on Facebook, and I will take the same post and make it on Instagram. I don't push my posts to the pages because they don't do as good in the algorithm. Don't worry about the algorithm. Just don't push them because they won't do as well. So don't do that. Now Facebook and Instagram stories, I do push my Instagram stories to my personal Facebook page. I recently just made this switch. Before I was using my Instagram stories were going to my Facebook business page, but I have 0 traction over there right now because I don't use Facebook ads. And so I switched it over to Facebook, and it is working out great. Like I am getting a ton of views on my Facebook, on my Instagram stories that are pushed to Facebook stories. So you can push those so you don't have to do double the work. TikTok and Instagram Reels. So if you guys don't know what these are short, fun videos. You want to have fun. You want to engage people. Right now, Instagram Reels are hot. Like one of my goals is to at least create 1 Instagram reel a day, because they are reaching your targeted audience very quickly, and you can really, really grow there. As far as TikTok goes, I'm not the expert on TikTok. I actually have an expert coming in and teaching TikTok in It's a Vibe. So if you guys are interested in getting into that, she's going to come in, she's going to teach exactly how you can dominate TikTok. Although the reach there is also just as good. Like I started TikTok at the beginning of quarantine and I have like 1,300 followers. It's not huge, but it is something. And I've also had a lot of followers come over to my Instagram and so on and so forth. When Instagram Reels came out, I grew my Instagram following by 1,000 followers in like a week. So that shows you like how much the Instagram Reels are really reaching people on that platform, especially if you are teaching, if you're educating, if you are giving them a reason to come back and come look for your Instagram Reels. IGTV and YouTube. So with Instagram, you can do Instagram Lives, and then the Instagram Live will you can turn it into an IGTV so it will last longer. Now for me, I used to focus on YouTube a while ago, but now I just repurpose my content. So any of my podcast recordings go on my YouTube. Any of like this, I will take this down later and I will put this on my YouTube so it'll reach more people. but I don't focus on that right now. So that is a really great example of you taking your content and then moving it somewhere else. Again, I know it seems like it's a lot with all of these, but for instance, if you are focused on Facebook and you do a Facebook Live, you can take that Facebook Live and you can upload it to IGTVs, just like your stories you can push. So you're really not doing as much work as it seems you are doing. You're just moving all of these things around so that you can repurpose them. And then once you get things down, you can switch things up to where maybe your post on Facebook is a little bit different than your post on Instagram. And I know some people who do completely different things. Again, what matters the most is the energy you're in. Never post from a space of low energy. Never post from a space of you're just not feeling into it. Never force anything. If you have some, like yesterday, I had this post that I wanted to write. This is a really great example. I had this post that I knew I wanted to write and I knew exactly what I wanted to say, but for some reason, like I just couldn't get it out. You know, like I could speak it, but I couldn't type it out. And so I didn't force myself to do it because it wouldn't have been it wouldn't have came out right. And so I waited, and then finally, like at the end of the day, I was sitting down, I was like, oh, there it is. This is exactly what I want to say. And so then I typed it out and I posted it that night. Now, if it would have been later in the evening, I probably would have waited till the morning to post it. But I was feeling it and I was in the energy, so I posted it. Thank you for all your help. I cannot wait to apply this to my business. Oh, you're so welcome, Katie. I'm so glad that this is helping you. But find the times that you feel most energized. Find the times where you feel creative. One of the things that I always teach my clients to do is like those times where you feel creative. Like I know I feel creative when I'm doing my workout. I know I feel creative when I'm actually going out and living my life. I know I feel creative in these certain times. And so whenever I have that like hit of like, oh my gosh, like I have all of these downloads, I have all of these things I want to talk about, I usually take a step back and I say, okay, how did I get to this point? How did I get to the point where I feel so creative? And then what I try to do is I apply that to my life. So working out is like a thing I do on the daily. Unplugging from my phone is a thing that I do either on the daily or at least on the weekends, right? And so I cultivate that feeling of feeling like having those feelings. I don't feel creative when I'm consuming too much content. I don't feel creative when I am comparing myself to 80 million other people on the internet. Like, have you ever done this? This is one of the best posts that I've ever made, and it got a lot of traction the first time I posted it. I posted it a couple times. Is basically like you wake up in the morning and you're like, oh my gosh, I need to make a post. Like, I have to make a post right now. It's first thing in the morning. And then all of a sudden you are scrolling. You're looking at that person. You're trying to look for this inspiration all over the internet, right? And then all of a sudden you feel like shit because that person has great pictures and that person has that and this person has that and this and this and that. And then you can't come up with anything because you're so confused about what you're supposed to be posting about, and you're comparing yourself to 80 million other people that you don't have any, like you can't make a post. And then you force something that's like maybe like a picture of your coffee and it says good morning and it doesn't really mean much, right? Like I'm not saying that wouldn't be a good post. However, like I want you to like think about how you can educate, engage, and entertain people. Those are the most important things for building traction on your social media. I love that you see your energy as your own. I am not super high energy. When I try that, I feel fake. Then don't do that then. Like if you're like forcing yourself to be a certain way, it's going to come off as fake, right? It's kind of like a mirror. Like everything that we are trying to attract to us, we have to like give out, right? So relatable, Marianne. Yeah. And I know Marianne, like she's really good, you guys. Like she is one of my clients and my best friend, and she does not pick up her phone in the morning. And I wish I could do that, but like I pick up my phone in the morning. That's just a part of what I do. I do like limit what I look at and what I scroll because I know that just doesn't set myself up for success, but it's really about finding what works for you. Sometimes I am good. It's really about finding what will work for you and how you're not getting too influenced or you're not in that comparison mode and all of those things. Those are going to kill anything, anything that you're trying to put out there. So I hope that helps. Okay, so repurposing your content is 100% completely okay. Even from years ago, you guys, like I love Facebook memories, and I know that like my Facebook memories are about to get super juicy because this is when I pivoted my business last year. So I take those Facebook memories and I can either make a post of, look, this is where I was and this is where I am now, or I can rewrite the post and use it again. I would rather you use yourself as inspiration rather than other people. And it's important that, you have to be able to inspire yourself in order for you to inspire other people and empower other people. That has to come within you. So I don't know what your personal development looks like. I don't know what like your morning journal time, your routine. Like, I know everybody wants to know like the in-depth of social media, but it's you. It's your energy. It's your realness. It's your vibes. It's whatever like you have inside of you. That's what people want. People don't want 85 million of the same people. That's why I think a lot of people in network marketing and direct sales fail, because they try to be exactly like their upline. And if they would just own the pieces of them, of their quirks, of their vulnerability, of who they are, then they would reach a lot more people a lot quicker, because they're not trying to be something that they're not. Yes, I get energy in the AM when I am working out. If I start scrolling, I start to panic. Yes, Facebook memories are everything. Yes, they are everything. And sometimes you don't want to look at them, but it'll show you how far you've come, right? So that's really great. Okay, so don't be afraid to share other pieces of your life either. Like for instance, like people know that I love country music. People know that I like to go camping. People know that I like the lake. They know all these pieces of me. Wine was a part of my brand at one point in time. I've kind of gotten away from that. But, and that's the thing is like, if you brand something and then you're like, that's not me anymore, it's okay. You're allowed to grow. You're allowed to evolve. You're allowed to move on with things. You have to stop, again, I already said this, but I'm going to reiterate this, is like, you have to stop making all of your content all about you. People want to feel themselves inside of your story. So take that I and make it a you. That will make a huge difference in the engagement, in people being like, are you in my head? Like, when people will say like, me too, not like the Me Too movement, but they'll be like, me too. Oh my gosh, you're in my head. You're thinking exactly what I want to say. Don't be afraid to be polar. We're going to cover like, there's a whole module on content in It's a Vibe. So we're going to break down all of the different pieces of content and how you can use them for what, but like being polar and saying things, and I did a video on this in this group last week, but saying the things that people are thinking that not a lot of people will say is super important. And I did this last week, I think. I made a post about diet culture. Surprise, surprise. And it was probably something that people have thought, but we're afraid to say. But I'm not afraid to say it, because I know that it's going to be reaching the people that need it. And I don't focus on the people that don't need me. So you have to really, really push aside like other people's opinions. You have to stop showing up and prove it energy. I talked about this the other day. You don't need to prove yourself. You are worthy exactly as you are with the knowledge that you have. So push the prove it energy aside, push the other, like I see a lot of people, they will try to show up for their haters. Like those people are never going to buy from you. They're never going to, want your help. They might need your help, but they're never going to ask for your help. They're never going to like really engage with you. So I want you to start showing up for the people who actually need your help, for the people who actually need your story, need your content, need what you have to offer. And don't worry about those people, because somebody will always have something to say, no matter what. So just don't engage with that and show up for those people that need you. Show up for the person that you were 6 months ago, a year ago, 2 years ago. What did you need to hear back then? What do the people that you were trying to help need to hear from you? That's what is most important, okay? And lastly, and this is really, really important, okay, is yes, we are very, very much focused on building our own platforms, on building our personal brand. However, I have to ask you, you want people to like your stuff, you want people to comment on your stuff, you want people to engage in your videos, you want all of these things, but are you doing that to other people? Remember I talked about those silent Facebook stalkers? or social media stalkers, we don't want you to be the silent stalker. If you want people to comment on your live videos, you need to be commenting on other people's live videos. If you want people to comment on your posts, you need to be commenting on other people's posts. If you want people to engage in your group, you need to be engaging in other people's groups. I'm not saying this has to be, I taught this in the Power Pockets Masterclass, and we'll be going in depth about networking in It's a Vibe. That'll be a whole training in and of itself. You have to go into networking and social media as if you were being social. That's what it's here for, right? And if you're expecting other people to do the same to you, you need to be showing up in the same manner. It's really, really important. Networking is a huge, huge piece to social media. You never know who you can connect with that is either going to be your customer, that is going to connect you with somebody that is going to, help you get on the doctors, right? I literally got on the doctors because of my social media. So if you have to be open-minded about that, and you have to stop looking at every single person as a number, as a sale, as someone who is going to help your bank account out. You never know. Like, that person might not buy from you. However, that person might have a connection to somebody that might buy from you, or that person might have a connection to you to get you on a podcast that's going to help you reach 100,000 people. You never know what networking can bring you. So make sure that you're adding time throughout your week to network. You guys, this can look like 10 minutes a day. This can look like 20 minutes a day, or this could look like every other day, whatever you want that to look like, but you need to be showing up the way that you expect other people to show up for you. All right, that is what I have for you guys. I hope that this has helped you. I hope this has given you a baseline of where you want to start. So if you're like, yes, I'm loving all of this, if you are ready to gain traction in your social media platforms, if you're ready to start monetizing your social media platforms, It's a Vibe is going to be for you. This is, It's a Vibe. It's creating magnetizing social media platforms that attract your ideal client with ease. This is for the woman who is ready to leverage her content on social media, and she's ready to get off her phone 24/7. Raise your hand if you have felt that before, you feel that right now, that you are on your phone 24/7 because you feel like your social media is a full-time job. It does not need to be a full-time job. You can create content that is sustainable. Like, I have content right now from last week that people are still commenting on. And this makes it easy for like the weekends for me to just shut down and not, like, sometimes I don't post on the weekends. In June, I took a whole freaking week off. Nothing happened to my engagement. Everything stayed the same because I create sustainable content. That's long living, right? So this is for the woman who is ready to stop overcomplicating social media and her business. This is for the woman who is excited about social media but has no idea where to start. This is for the woman who has been playing around with social media but is really ready to gain some major traction. And maybe she just has a few little tweaks that she needs to make. And then boom, like, it's all going to start happening. That momentum is super, super important. Consistency. I didn't talk about this, but consistency obviously is super important. Yes, like, you can take time off, but if you haven't already been consistently showing up, it's going to be really hard for your engagement to stay up. So I've spent 9 years building a personal brand. I have over, I think, about 50,000 followers combined. It's time for me to teach you how to effortlessly do this and create an engaging audience that's like a community, right? Like, I love the community feel of this group and of just like my followers in general. So here is what you will get in the program. It's a 5-week group coaching program. There's going to be 5 live trainings with Q&As at the end. So I will go over the content. If you have any questions, you can drop them below and I will answer them. There is going to be 30 content journal prompts. So they will come out as we go. I haven't decided if I'm going to drop them all at once or I'm going to kind of do it like day by day. But if you are stuck on content, this is going to be for you. I'm not going to create templates for content because that's bullshit. It won't work. I don't like the copy and paste posts. Like, we have to stop doing those. but I'm going to create some journal prompts that are going to get you excited about creating content for your audience. You will get access to a private Facebook group. There are going to be 2 guest speakers in this program. So you're going to get 5 live training calls from me and then 2 extra workshops from Samantha Huger. She's coming in to teach about YouTube and selfies. She's the queen on both of those things. And then Justine Broker, who is the queen of TikTok, she is going to be coming in and teaching on TikTok. And everything that she teaches you on, like I'm going to be teaching on Facebook, Instagram Reels, content, energy, all of the things, like everything that we talked about today, we're going to dive deep into. So if you're really serious about leveraging your social media, this is going to be the place for you. You're going to get lifetime access to the trainings and to the group along with any upgrades. So every single one of my programs is this way. If I ever upgrade anything, you have lifetime access to it. And then you get access to the new stuff that comes out. And right now I had 3, somebody has already joined the program. So I have 2 early, like, I don't want to call them early bird. They're 2 VIP spots, for the price of the regular admission. And that basically includes a recorded social media, audit at the end of the program. So I'm going to teach you all of the things. And then you're going to say, okay, I'm ready for Ashley. I'm ready for you to audit my social media. So I'm going to go and I will record. I'll do it like on Zoom so you can see. I will record it and I will tell you the things that I think that you need to change, the things that are working, the tweaks that you need to make. So the next 2 people that sign up are going to get that completely free. It's a $222 value. And that'll be recorded. And then you can also ask me questions like I'll probably do like where you can talk to me for like a week after you get the audit. And we can fix things for you. So that's very hands-on. The cost of the program is $555, or I am making it super, super affordable, you guys. There is a 10-month payment plan. Like if you are thinking, I want to do this, I need to do this, this payment plan is going to be for you. So you can make 10 payments of $55. Also, if you registered for this workshop, you get, I think it's $56 off of it. So that'll take the money off of the payments also. So there's a 10-month payment plan, or you can pay in full. There's 2 spots for the VIP. You can upgrade to the VIP if you miss those 2 spots. And the cost for that is $222. Just reach out to me and I will send you the link for that. Yeah, so that's what I have for you guys. If you guys have any questions, just let me know and I will be on live Friday for that. I cannot wait to see that. When is the last day we can sign up for the payment plan? Okay, so the program is going to be starting on October 5th. Originally, I had said that it was going to start on the 28th, but I wanted to give some people some more time. So the last day to sign up would be October 4th. I know those 2 VIP spots are going to go rather quickly. So if you want in on that, just let me know. And then if you want to do another payment plan, maybe you're like, I don't want to do 10 months. You want to do like a shorter, like 3 or 4 month payment plan. Let me know. I can create that for you too. Just Podia only allows me to do 2 payment plans, like the pay in full and then, the extended payment plan. And I wanted to have the most affordable payment plan out there for people. So, reach out to me if you have any questions, or about the program or about social media. Friday, I will be on live and I will answer all of your questions. Oh, there was a question that I forgot to answer. Where did those questions go? Oh, one of the questions that I did get was how many times a day should you post on your Facebook and Instagram stories? Again, that is like totally up to you and whatever feels good to you. But I would say like 5 to 6 is a good spot to really to start at, right? Don't feel like you need to be on there all day, every day. I know that there's people that are, however, that like for me, like I don't even like watching people like that. So one of the things that I do gauge off of is like how people show up and what I like to see. Not acting like those people, not being influenced by those people, but how do I like to consume content and what like feels good to me? So somebody that's storying all day, every day, I'm usually like tap, 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 tap. but somebody that shows bits and pieces of their day, I really like that. So I will go for that kind of content. So I hope that helps you. All right, I will drop the link to It's a Vibe below. And I can't wait to see you guys in this program because it's just going to be fucking fire. I am so excited about this. If you guys are also interested in the mentorship group, so this is where you work more closely with me, like one-on-one, you get 2 options a week to get on a live Zoom with me, and you really want me to walk through all of this with you. It is a 3-month commitment. That commitment is going up at the new year. It's going to be 6 months next year, but you get It's a Vibe for free with the mentorship. So if you have questions about the mentorship, just let me know. Otherwise, I will see you guys on Friday. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate each and every single one of you, and we will talk to you soon. Bye.